We see this all the time.
Why are you so heartless?
Okay, but can I see your driver's license?
Why do you don't need my fucking name. I know you don't need my fucking license.
Yes, I do.
No, you do
I
not.
can turn it into my insurance. I sure do.
You just need my insurance.
No, I need
So
to see
cringy.
your driver's
No, you do
license. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. You ran into me. I didn't
You
run
don't
into
need
you.
my ID.
I do.
No, you do not. You do
Yes,
not.
I do.
No, you don't.
Welcome back, everybody. As many of you guys know, I'm a law enforcement trainer and instructor. I train and instruct military and law enforcement all over the country on various law enforcement disciplines to include constitutional law, case law, patrol tactics, use of force, and I'm currently under trying to get my teaching license through the state in order to start to teach juveniles like driving, constitutional law, things like that. So that's something that I'm currently in the works in. And one of the things that I think it's really important for our children to learn, and our young drivers, our teenagers, and even adults, is what happens on traffic stops and what happens when there is an accident. You can call it a fender bender, you can call it a full-on accident, but there are certain requirements that different states have. So here we have a lady who is completely unhinged, this unhinged redhead. And believe it or not, that's something that we see common in law enforcement. I see it all the time, you know, when somebody's finally feel like they're going to be faced with accountability, they resort to these kinds of actions because long-standing, they've probably got away with it this long. And, you know, and that's something that I don't know if it's just the younger generation doesn't understand. I want to say it's not indicative of everybody because we're not a monolith, but I can at least say, based on my training experience and a lot of people that work in the field and don't work in the field, you know, whether you're a police officer, a teacher, a parent, tell me what you see. I want to know what you see in the comment section below. Do you see blowups like this more regular? Is this something that's more common in the newer generations? But there's no conflict management. There's no conflict resolution. So without getting too down in the weeds into that, let's talk about what statute says. So we're gonna look at Oklahoma, just because those were readily available to me. But let's go ahead and look at, for example, in the state of Oklahoma, what is the requirement whenever somebody's involved in a motor vehicle crash? Well, as we can see here with 47 Oklahoma Statute 10 TAC 103. The driver of any vehicle involved in an accident resulting only in damage to a vehicle which is driven or attended by a person shall immediately stop the vehicle at the scene of such accident or close thereto as possible, but shall return with, and every man shall remain at the scene of such accident until he or she has fulfilled the requirements of Section 10 TAC 104 of this title. So there are requirements, according to the state of Oklahoma, there are requirements that must be fulfilled whenever somebody's involved in a car accident, and they can be found in Section 10 TAC 104. Well, let's go to 10 TAC 104 and see what those requirements are. Look at that. There they are. 47 TAC 10 TAC 104. Duty to give information and render aid. The driver of any vehicle involved in an accident resulting in injury to or death of another person or damage to any vehicle which is driven or attended by a person shall give his or her correct name, address, registration number of the vehicle he or she is driving, and upon request exhibit his or her driver's license and security verification form, also known as insurance. So, in any crash here in this state of Oklahoma, and other states have this pretty much very similar requirements. I know the state of Oregon has very similar requirements. The state of Texas has very similar requirements. The state of Kansas has very similar requirements. And most states, I'm sure the requirements are very similar. But again, looking at statute, if this were to have happened in Oklahoma, this person shall give name, address, registration number of the vehicle they are driving, and upon request shall exhibit their license and insurance. Again, I think that's pretty standard. Failure to do so can result in an arrest for hit and run. You know, you can be arrested for not stopping and giving the minimum requirements that are required by state law. And here, you know, we have a lady who purposefully gave a reason why she didn't stop, because she's poor, because she doesn't want to face the accountability of her actions, because she knows that by facing accountability means she's going to have to pay, and she does not feel like she's obligated to do that because of the price of the potential costs. So again, this is something that we see regularly. I dealt with a hit and run driver last week. I don't want to say similar, but most people feel like if they can get away with it, they will, right? This was kind of how this gentleman's, how it all played out, right? I thought I could get away with it, so I kind of did. And so, yeah, this is a very common thing now. I think the crying and throwing a fit is a bit over the top, but that's just my personal opinion. This may be status quo normal for her. And again, I find that most people that behave in this way have gotten away with it for so long that it just, man, that is the default. That is the default setting. That is her default setting there. So anyway, so this is, very, very quick, very to the point. This is what Oklahoma statute says. And again, every state has their own requirements, but I know in the state of Oklahoma, these are the requirements that are required of any driver when being involved in a motor vehicle accident. So tell me what you think in the comment section below. Do you think this is too much information? Do you think it's not enough information? What do you think as a common sense person should happen whenever somebody is involved in a car accident? Do you think this Redhead Karen's behavioral display was needed? What do you think? Why do you think she acted that way? I'm curious in the comment section below. Well, I hope this content was helpful. If you liked it, please like, share, subscribe. And as always, guys, long live the Republic.